Welcome to a new GamingStooges Let's Play. We're doing Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Aw, boo! I'm out.
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell by that, title screen that we stared at for 3 seconds.
Who's Bob?
Toys for Boob.
It's Toys for Bob.
No, it's Boob without the
I'll be in
O.
my trailer. I'm done.
What?
You put the wrong name on the screen there.
Huh?
Fucking Activision.
I don't get it.
Well, unfortunately, Activision published this game, so that's okay, though.
It's not okay.
Anyway, this is Spyro Reignited trilogy. We are starting off with the first Spyro game of the trilogy, obviously, Spyro 1. I have a fully completed file already, but we're going to take it from the top.
Ain't you special?
There was an update that happened sometime after the game came out, which thankfully I take advantage of because a lot of people complained about motion blur and you couldn't turn it off, but they added an update that lets you turn it off. And
Good, because motion blur fucking sucks.
yeah, it was set to off when I started, and I made sure it was turned off because we are not dealing with that.
Ironically enough, the only game that actually used motion blur in a
Also, they added
Yeah.
I was gonna say, also they added captions for the characters' voices.
The only game to ever not piss me off with motion blur is ironically Sonic.
For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure. Or is it for...
I don't know, like,
What about this Gnasty Gnorc?
I don't really care either way. I mean, motion blur looks not as good as not having motion blur, but I know a lot of people, like, they really just don't like
Can
it
we
at
change
all.
the channel?
So, no.
By the way, where the fuck did the emphasis on the G come from? They call him Gnasty Gnorc, but if I remember correctly in the original, they don't even pronounce it that way.
Well, the thing is that there's like this one dragon or like this one reporter that pronounces it Gnasty Gnorc, but it's actually Gnasty Gnorc and everybody else pronounces it Gnasty Gnorc. It's just like the one reporter guy.
So we had to crucify him.
Yeah, he froze all the dragons, so we gotta go kick his ass because the fuck you think you're doing freezing everybody like that? That's like illegal or some shit.
And just like that, we have our plot.
That is the entire plot of this game. Go free dragons and collect gems. And, oh god, this game is so beautiful. Make sure your motion blur is off so you can take
Turn the
advantage
motion
of
blur
how
on
pretty
so we
it
can
is.
see it in its true beauty.
The music, you can switch it between the original or you can have like a reignited, as they call it, like remix. And also make it so like it's dynamic, so it like depends on what you do. I don't care about that shit. I just want to listen to fucking Stuart Copeland's music, so fucking original OST all the way.
Yeah, you don't got that option in Crash.
Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Gnasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find
Hi, SpongeBob.
dragons first. That's all
Yeah,
I can
hi
tell you.
SpongeBob. I mean, he was the voice actor for Spyro in 2 and 3. They just decided to have him voice all 3 games, so that way there
Well,
was more consistent.
It makes sense because I think he's still his current voice actor.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, as he is in this game.
So,
The most recent Spyro game.
yeah.
I think he meant for the other
So there's a bunch of
media,
little
you know.
levels that we have floating around here, but we are going to make sure we get everything in this level first before moving on. There's like 6 worlds in this game, and pretty much all of them have the same setup of homeworld level, 3 other levels, boss level, flight level.
I forgot, does this game have...
You can roll.
Oh. Does this game actually have old wrinkly man version of like the camera controls where you use the shoulder buttons?
No, you can control it freely with the right analog stick.
Oh.
Wait, Justin, you played this trilogy. It was on your top games of 2018.
Yeah, but I haven't actually played it since I made that list, so I don't remember.
Wait, you're supposed to play games?
For those of you who haven't played a Spyro game
It hasn't
before,
been that
which
long.
I mean, there's probably not a whole lot of people that would be watching this that haven't played Spyro, but just in case, You run around, you flame things, or charge into them, and you collect gems. Those are your two main methods of attacking, is charging and flaming, and you can fly around as well. Well, kind of, not really. You can glide, and that's where the platforming comes in.
His name is Sparks.
So we've saved a couple like better dragons than us. Why don't they just take on Gnasty Gnorc?
Because they're lazy fucks and they want us to do all the work. Over here, there's a little puzzle. If you just step on all of the stones and get them all lit up, then this opens up. And that's the portal to the flight level of this world, but we will come back to that later.
Although, this does the Crash 1 thing where they don't let you use your more advanced moves from the sequels, so it's like,
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of things that they added to this game that weren't in this game before. Like, you can, I'll demonstrate it later, but you can actually have sparks point in the direction of the nearest gems, which was not something you normally had access to. And you had to gain it in Spyro 3 through a bonus level. But in this trilogy, you just get it throughout all 3 games. They just give it to you, so you can easily go around and find stuff and have sparks point out the direction of the next stuff you gotta grab. Although in this game, he does not have his hover move, which he gets in the second game. And it's not a big deal, but at the same time, with the slightly changed physics engine, it's a little tough doing some of the jumps in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like what he said about like don't be afraid of falling, was that supposed to be like a subtle hint that you don't have fall damage?
Yeah, no, you don't have any fall damage in this game, thankfully. I mean, it'd be kind of dumb if you had fall damage in a kid's geared platformer.
Tell that to Bubsy.
Yeah.
This is Town Square.
Oh, Bubsy is about as fragile as fucking glass.
Don't give glass such a bad name.
Oh. Yeah,
And down here we can grab these gems.
Muscle memory usually fucks you over.
Boo! And the LP.
Oh.
What?
You skipped 69.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's.
Wait, is it around?
Oh yeah, I just. Go ahead.
Is it around here or is it somewhere else? I remember there being an egg guy around here.
Not in this level. As you can see, I'm making use of Sparks' ability to point out gems already. And we'll grab those ones. And then if you go this way, some more chests and gems over here. I should mention, in case you haven't played a Spyro game in a while or ever at all, different colored gems give you different amounts. The red ones are worth 1, green are worth 2, blue are worth 5. They sometimes look a little indigo, but they're supposed to be blue. Yellow are 10, and then the purple ones are 25. So those are the 5 different gems you'll be finding. This is the balloonist. He will grant you access to the next world if you do what he says. You don't have to actually do all the levels or even most of the levels in order to get access to the next worlds in any case in this game, but I like to just clear everything anyway. But you could reasonably do enough within the first 2 worlds where you can completely skip the third one, because that comes up quite a bit. But
yeah,
there's another dragon over here.
Yeah, the game only asks you to do the bare minimum.
Cool flash. Do that again.
How did you get so fat all of a sudden?
I like how he has a watermelon with like 1 bite taken out of it. Just the whole fucking watermelon.
Oh, he's a fucking dragon.
So, whenever you finish a level and get all the gems and dragons, it'll say that you've got 100% completion.
I actually can't remember.
These are your guys to get butterflies.
I think they. I think they do it in 2 and 3 where they say like you got all the gems or something in a level, but I don't know if they did it in the original game.
They did it in the original game for gems, but it wasn't done like underneath Spyro. It would just pop up in the top left corner, where once you have all of them, it would say like 400 out of 400. and then that would be it. So like it normally just says the amount you've collected so far. So if you had like a level that has 500 gems and you've only collected 296, it would just say 296. But once you have all 500, it'll say 500 out of 500, and then you know you've gotten them all. Anyway, this is Stone Hill. This is probably the first level you're going to end up jumping into if it isn't Dark Hollow, since they're like the two that are really close to where you first start the game. Stone Hill is a little bit bigger than most of the earlier levels, but it is a really nice, breezy little level. There's some rams that you can
the rams are the only ones
use
that are
flames on. There's also some guys that are like shepherds that are also going to be in one section, but they don't really do a whole lot.
That's also like a nice little attention to detail. If Sparks is busy chasing a butterfly, he won't automatically grab a gem.
Yeah, it is a nice little attention to detail because it shows that because Sparks he's really important in this game and in the entire trilogy, where they have it like he's your health meter, he's your magnet to grab things from a little bit further away. So if he's a little busy, it would be sensible to say he can't do everything all at once. So if he's going to grab like fodder, he can't grab a gem for you, so you have to go grab it yourself.
Lazy bastard, he should be able to multitask.
It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
Skip.
No thanks.
Skip.
See ya.
Skip. Those are the portals, as that Dragon was mentioning, that you can take back home. I mean, they're kind of pointless because you can technically just exit the level at any time and it'll save all your progress. But if you're close by, then you can get a cool little, effect before you return. These are keys.
What do keys do?
Some of the levels have some locked chests in certain levels. Not every level, but they have a locked chest that can only be broken open by this key. So you need to grab it, take it with you, bring it over to where that locked chest is, and then it'll give you a ton of gems.
I don't feel like that answered my
relative
question.
to the level you're
Let me go open the Wikipedia page for key.
If only keys were that easy to get and fucking crash.
We'll come back to open up the treasure chest later on.
Oh god, there's
Or maybe we'll do it now.
so many things.
JK. But that is that little pathway is the lead in to the rest of the level, which there's quite a bit of exploring you can do. So I would recommend getting to that part last.
Little Timmy.
Spyro 1 has an interesting thing where, because of the lack of power-ups and upgrades that you have in the game, you can actually 100% every level your first time getting into the level, and it's not going to be like that again when we get to the second and third game of the trilogy at some point.
Fucking money bags.
So, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's not just it's not just money bags, but it's also just the fact that you're cut off from in the third game you have allies you have to unlock. There's in the second game there's climbing underwater skills that Spyro needs to obtain, so you don't have to worry about that in this game. You can jump in every level, you can finish it the first time, which some people actually found it's definitely the most basic Spyro game. I mean, it is the first one.
By the way, you needed a key for that one chest to get it open. In future games, there are more locked chests like that, except there's no way to open them except to smash them
That could be useful if you run into trouble.
It's like they dropped the
Not
whole
that
key
you
mechanic
ever run into
completely.
trouble, Spyro.
Yeah, they got rid of it in favor of, because this is the only game where you have to use a key for it. In later games, they use stuff like having to access a rocket that would shoot the chest open, or getting the skull bash and using the head bash. The skull bash is a Pokemon move. But getting the head bash in order to open them up later on when you have that. So it's the other games work around bolstering Spyro's moveset. That is not where we're trying
Can't
to
you
go.
also? I think you can also.
I'm
smash it
lost.
with the fireball.
Where are we?
We're in Stone Hill Land.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting mixed messages.
Oh yeah, you can charge into the rams, by the way. I just flamed them earlier just to be cautious, but you don't have to. Those guys, though, the shepherds, I don't believe you can charge them because they're too big, so you do have to flame them.
Yeah, there's certain enemies that are immune to being charged, and some that are immune to being burned.
Generally, the really big guys will be immune to being charged because they're so bulky, so you have to use flames. And then sometimes there'll be an enemy that has metal armor that also can't be flamed, so you have to charge into them. And generally, the small enemies can be killed either way.
69, kind of.
Kind of.
It's kind of weird because like
once you've gotten everything
you
on,
can't charge. What the? Oh, never mind.
I was gonna
saw
say
something
what?
on my
Yep.
end.
No, I was just gonna say once you get everything on the ground area, you can come up here with a little whirlwind.
Oh.
Spyro,
Look at this guy. He's got a big brush.
Brush is massive.
For the longest slide,
Oh,
press
it's
the
Metal
jump
Mario.
button at the top
kind
of
Or Shadow
the
Mario,
jump,
not Metal
and
Mario.
try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Thanks.
My version
Well, that little
is
pose he does after he's done talking, like, how do you think about that shit?
Yeah. I like the personality they give to all the dragons in this game, because in the original, like, well over a fifth of the dragons all just say, "Thank you for releasing me," but they actually, like, give all the dragons a personality. Like, they have, like, some design quirks that they don't have in the original game. Some of them do, like, little, animations. Like, they're all pretty great. And there's 80 of them, too, so, like, the fact that they managed to make them all feel a little different is kind of cool.
Well, because the early dragons, the reason why they talk so much is because most of them are tutorials.
I mean, you still get that here, it's just that some of them, they're given a lot more flavor is all.
Well, yeah, but, like, once you learn everything you can about the game, they really don't have anything else to say to you.
Thank you for saving me.
Took you long enough, you fucker.
Thank you for releasing me! Oh, there's a thief. These motherfuckers.
That's the guy.
They appear in every game. Well, actually, do they appear in the second game? I don't remember if they appear in the
No,
second.
they're in the third one.
I know they appear in the... They're in the third one. They're in this game. In this game, they're carrying dragon eggs. There are only 12 throughout the entire game, but they are fucking fast as hell. And especially in this game, they tend to just barely outpace you. So if you don't if you zigzag too much, or if you stop for whatever reason, they just kind of pull ahead too fast, and your flame doesn't quite reach. So you gotta get really close.
I like how Spyro bonked his head on the invisible wall.
Yeah.
See, I think that's kind
It's
of weird because I think back in PS1 days, there actually was some sort of barrier in a way, like an actual wall, not just some invisible wall.
I mean, there's these little I can't explain what they are. They're these little metal / stone objects that are lining where the invisible walls are.
Yeah.
So it's inferred that they're all set up in order to generate that wall with some sort of energy. So you can kind of say, because the dragons in the Spyro games are supposed to be known for having powerful magic, so maybe it's a magic barrier that they put up. I don't know.
Hey, I know the video's almost over, but what time are we at?
We are at 1851.
Okay, never mind. The video's almost over.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the first world artisan world home and the first level, Stonehill. In the next part, we're going to take on a few more levels. So we will see you next time.